Guys, we're filming. Guys, we're filming.
Sorry.
Welcome to Headliners News, a show where we know mostly nothing about anything.
As much as you do, if you don't know yet what we're talking about.
We know the headlines.
We know the headlines, and that's about as much honest news as you'll get from any news source. Mostly. So our first topic is...
These long lines are everywhere you go.
You know what? I've seen them. I've seen them locally. I've been walking down the street. There's lines. They just continue. They go on around the corner. I go around the corner. There's the lines keep on going. They just go and go. They are everywhere. I've seen lines.
Well, lines are very prominent in everyday society.
I draw lines.
That is fantastic.
I don't draw long lines.
Iraq. There's assembly lines in Iraq.
I've seen a study that said that there are lines in Iraq.
In Iraq.
The assembly lines in Iraq are assembling lines of lines.
You know how big these lines are?
They're long, and they're everywhere.
This is very serious.
Studies say that it is serious. Experts are serious, usually. So say studies.
I think we understand experts.
Studies say that experts are serious.
But moving back to terrorism, so basically, they made these assembly lines just like Harrison Ford with the cars, and they're just assembling what they can of nuclear missiles.
It's true.
Terrorism is among us. You need to build your bomb shelters, people.
And watch out for the
It's
lines.
happening.
You know what? You start drawing a line, it gets longer and longer. Eventually, it's going to contribute to the long lines.
People, lines.
Lines.
They're more drastic than you think. Think outside the line. Or circle. Think outside the circle.
But don't you have to have a line to draw a circle?
Obama's closing arguments from his loins. His loins, I heard, are very healthy though. You don't have to worry about. What?
Fruit of the Loom.
Loom.
Fruit of the Loins is for Obama, actually, studies say.
Studies say. Well, I heard that terrorists... that pretty much says it. I have to say much.
Now, you know what? I'm tired of you thinking that everything pretty much says it. There are studies that say that this doesn't pretty much say it.
Well, I think your studies might need a little bit more proof before I start believing your studies.
Well, maybe I should just go ahead and say terrorist.
Terrorists have loins? What does that say about people?
I'm really tired now. You know what? I don't want to hear about terrorists anymore. There are studies that say it leads to Fruit of the Loom, which has nothing to do with terrorism. Fruit of the Loom of the loins.
Do you understand that everything leads to terrorism?
No. You know what? Studies show that it doesn't.
Your studies, where do they come from?
Well, I guess you're probably going to say terrorist, aren't you?
Yeah! Terrorists are the backbone of everything.
Well, if the terrorists were studying themselves, why would they say the studies show that they don't? They can't lie, they're studies.
Stop babbling.
Obama, Fruit of the Loom, no terrorist. Message. The message is, vote for Fruit of the Loom.
Terrorists. Loins. Think about it. Loins are the roots of all terrorism. If you don't have loins, you don't do terrorist acts. Alright? That's how it goes. And if you don't agree with me in your little studies, don't go along with what I'm saying. I'm sorry, but I'm an honest man.
Okay,
and
you know what?
I speak from the heart.
No, you're not going to take this over. I agree that all terrorists have loins. So we agree on that. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
So what does that say?
Terrorists.
Yes.
So the new Rhianna album could potentially, maybe, there is a chance it'll cost you $250. Even if you don't want to buy it, it is taxed on your IRS. You're just automatically deducted that money out of your paycheck. Rhianna has joined the government, and it is now necessary. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to actually have the CD. You're just going to get charged. You're just going to get charged $250. Everybody across the board, $250. Where's that money going? Who's that money going to?
Terrorists. So you take $250. Where's that go? You're not going to buy a new swing with that $250. You're not going to put $250 towards anything. Where do you think it's going to go? It's going across seas. It's going
You know what I would do with
to
that?
terrorists.
I'd probably buy a cup of coffee and then lunch for like 3 or 4 months.
Well,
Well, maybe not that long. Huh? How long do you think I could buy a cup of coffee and lunch for $250?
Probably like 3 weeks.
So Rhianna's taking 3 weeks of my lunch and coffee money.
For one crappy song.
One song on the CD, that's all it's on.
It's just one.
It goes on for 35 minutes.
You know, and I heard that she says like one word during the whole song, and the rest is just this little beat that just goes on. I know it's more like.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, like it's more deep, and then it kind of goes high, and then it kind of connects up to the end.
Dance with me.
So, Rhianna, $250. Why?
Why are you doing this to us? Rhianna, why?
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 I work hard on this network. Alright? I have to memorize lines. And I have to pay $250 to listen to a best-selling song. Come on!
Alright, let's talk about the 11 movies you can't watch on a plane. Come on.
Like what?
Alright, you know the number 11 is
Number
Bambi.
Damn.
Because you know what? When you're on a plane, you don't want to be seen crying. And in the beginning, the mom dies. And it's a mom.
Bird number 5 was Bug's Life.
Bug's Life. Bug's Life.
You don't want to see these little ants trying to, fortify their thing in these little, what are they, cockroaches?
And you know what?
Cockroaches.
Ants can't fly.
Root of all evil.
Ants can't fly.
I heard there's like 1 or 2.
Really?
Really. But anyway, they can't fly, and you don't want to watch things that can't fly on an airplane. That could just psychologically mess you up, and you think you're gonna crash.
And they're bugs, and it's their life. And come on.
You don't want to see life ending.
It's like common sense. I mean, A Bug's Life.
I mean, that movie's about terrorists.
Studies show that it's dangerous to watch on a plane. That's just
Studies.
That's the root of it right there.
Number 1. What was the number 1 thing to not watch on a plane? Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, man. You know what?
I heard there was actually a scene where he hit the golf ball and actually hit a plane and crashed it. You don't want that on a plane.
Nope.
You
heard of jinx? Come on. Jinxing yourself?
Yeah. It's dangerous.
How many lives are at stake? It's not funny. Now the most interesting one I felt, and the one we're gonna finish on, because you know what? 11's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I don't feel like doing it.
I don't want to do it. So, but number three was,
Isn't that
Harry Potter.
right here?
The book.
Terrorist wizard!
And sometimes the stewardess actually will read a story to you. So the actual movie Harry Potter is okay, but there's some parts in the books that they read to you, and it relates to, I don't know. I don't actually.
Honestly, I almost killed my cow when I read Harry Potter, because it was just.
I remember that.
Yeah.
We had to talk you down. That was, man.
No, I was.
It really.
I read it. I turned the 230th page, and I was just like.
You know what?
I couldn't handle it.
You know what was good though?
Crazy.
I mean, it probably wouldn't have happened. But on one hand, I feel like it was lucky that we're on the plane because you couldn't get to your cow.
Yeah.
I mean, you tried to tear the emergency door open, but luckily there's at least 4 of us there to hold you down. Man.
I was about to jump out and just hopefully shoot my cow from 90 miles away. It was number 6.
Number 6.
Batman.
Batman.
The Dark Knight.
What's
And
it?
don't let me
Dark Knight.
forget to remind you that the Dark Knight is a terrorist.
Okay, hold on a second. Batman? Batman's a hero. He's a vigilante.
No.
He's a vigilante.
No. Vigilanteism leads to terrorism.
No, studies show.
I am positive he has set off numerous bombs in Gotham City.
Okay, look. Batman, the Dark Knight, is like a knight, heroic, and he fights crime with his toys and stuff, and tools and.
He gets on the plane.
Well, if he got on the plane and he was mad, well, he might become a terrorist.
I think we have different views on what Batman is. He is a terrorist that is trying to bring down Gotham to his own level.
All right, wait. We don't have more subjects?
Well, concluding headliner news. I hope you will tune in again. We will be back next week.
Hopefully, we'll have mugs because I would like to drink some coffee. agree that terrorists probably have like AK-47s. Like that's what they carry, and like pistols, and water pistols to like scare kids.
You don't know what terrorists are, dude.
They're like,
do your studies say that terrorists carry around AK-47s?
They're like clowns, right? Like a form of clown.
I can't handle you anymore. This is done! I am out!
They're a form of clown. They're a clown. Come on.
Terrorists are not clowns. They do not walk around with big ass noses and go honk honk. No! Subscribe.